The three challenges that I'll be presenting are Challenge 2, Pure JavaScript Registration Form, Challenge 3, JavaScript Shopping Basket, and Challenge 8, JavaScript and AngularJS Code App. This is my Pure JavaScript Registration Form challenge. For the purpose of this video, I have already entered some data into the system. First, I will show you some sorting and filtering functions. You can sort by name or age. Please note that at the top of the list the name is Zoro. If I click sort by name, it is sorted in an alphabetical order. You can also sort by age. Please note that the age at the top of the list is 45. If I click on sort by age, it is sorted in an ascending order. You can also calculate the average age. User can also filter through ages. So if you're looking for a user whose age is greater than or equal to 3, or someone whose age is smaller than or equal to 3. If I click on the register button without entering any information, two things will happen. First, it will show you an alert box of error messages telling you exactly what is wrong. And secondly, it will highlight the areas in red that require your attention. Now, if I input any information, all the red areas are gone and the user is registered. As an added feature, I have used the Gravita API to get the user's image, if any, is attached to their email address. As you can see, the image is displayed. The image is saved as part of the user object within the system. This is the code for my Pure JavaScript registration form. For this challenge, I went back and changed my code into a JavaScript module. But all the functions that process my data, filter my data, sort my data, or validate my data have now been converted into a JavaScript closure functions. When the user clicks on the register button, the process function is called. I get the information from the input fields, create it into a user object, validate the user data, and once the data has been validated, it is pushed into an array. I also created an update view function, which is called whenever I want to update the view. I also have the function to sort name, check username, check email, sort by age, and filter age. For filter age, I'm using the reduce function to get the information out of the array and run a function on each value within the array. This is my shopping basket challenge. As you can see, I have a few items within my shop. When I click on the Add to Basket buttons, you can see that the counter on my basket is updated, telling you that I have one item within the basket. If I click on the buttons multiple times, you can see that now I have 4 items within the basket. If I click on the button, you can see the total cost of all the items within, and the title of each item. You can either clear the basket by clicking on Clear the Basket button, which updates my total cost and the basket counter, or you can remove each item individually, which also updates the total cost and the item counter. As an added feature, I have added a new function where you can drag and drop items within the basket, which updates the total cost and the item counter. This is the code for my shopping basket challenge. I use the new keyword to create multiple items for my shop, which pass on the data to the constructor which created an object for me. I also use the prototype, which takes a single item object as an argument and creates a button for it, and then attaches an event listener to that button, and then attaches the button to the object itself. I also created my basket as a JavaScript module, which contains functions like item counter, show basket, save data, close basket, and clear basket, and all of these functions are JavaScript closure functions. I also created an update view function. This function is called whenever I want to update my view, and within that function I use a .reduce function to calculate the total cost of all the items within my basket. This is my code app challenge. All the data you see on the screen is coming from our Firebase API. For the purpose of this video, I have already added some data into the system. You can sort codes by author name. You can also see a list of all the authors within the system and all the categories they have written about. And you can also sort by their name by typing in their name, or by the category. You can also add a new user and a new code into the system. As you can see, I have been added into the system. You can also update an existing author and add new codes to them. As you can see, another code has been added. This is the code for my Codes app challenge. As you can see, I created an Angular module and I used a Firebase dependency. I also created a controller within my module, and within that controller I have a scope.person object. I use that object as a blueprint to push data into my API. I then created a link to my API and downloaded the data to a local object as an array. Then I used the scope.add function to push data into my API, and then I used the scope.update function to update current data objects within my Firebase API. As you can see, I used the scope.author variable to complete my link to update a certain user within my API.